I want to talk about a little bit about diet-induced food sensitivity. And I'm happy to announce that we are now doing blood testing, to find out what food allergies, or not allergies, but what food sensitivity you have. Now, there's different food allergies that you can have, where that's a small percentage of the population that has truly a food allergy. There's also another small percentage of the population that has an autoimmune disease that makes them allergic to certain foods. And then the majority of people have like a food sensitivity. And that's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to focus on. And there's a test, it's called mediator release testing. And like I said, it's a blood work test that we send it to the lab. And what they do is they test the blood, and they look at like 176 different food items, not just food, but also preservatives and food dyes, to find out what you might be slightly sensitive to, or severely sensitive to, or maybe not sensitive to. And the reason why we want to do that, because we can have this food sensitivity that creates symptoms, and it can be symptoms like irritable bowel, or it can be like GERD, or just digestive issues. It can also create migraine headaches, and it can create ADHD. You can have interstitial cystitis. And I've seen this personally where it has cleared up by doing this blood work and then eating the proper foods. It has cleared up a lot of kind of digestive issues, and also like bladder issues. And it's really about the inflammation that is produced. So what happens with food sensitivity is that when we eat foods that are slightly sensitive to us, that creates inflammation. And that inflammation in the gut can create a lot of other symptoms. Now, the thing with it is sometimes it's hard to know what those foods are, because it might be time effective. So let's say I eat something today, and it may be a while before I start to see the symptoms. Later tonight, maybe even tomorrow could be it. Also, there's some foods that I may eat that I'm only slightly sensitive to, but if I eat enough of them, then I'll become more sensitive, and then I'll start to see the symptoms from that. And so it's really hard, because it's hit and miss sometimes. Whereas a food allergy, as soon as we eat the food, we know, we're allergic to it. And so we get that immediate histamine response, and we get the symptoms right away. Where food sensitivity, you may not get that. And so it's harder to find out exactly what you're sensitive to. And that's what's nice about this blood work, is that we send that in, and then we know what foods you are sensitive to. And when we send that in and it comes back, we'll see this chart here. And it will have all these listed foods and dyes and other things. And it will tell us if it's in the green, those are the foods that we can eat. If it's in the yellow, we'll probably want to avoid those. If it's in the red, we definitely want to avoid those. Because what can happen is, let's say I'm eating mainly green, but if I eat a little bit of yellow, that can then give us some of those symptoms. So we first start, and it's a simple way, we only eat the green foods. And so that's where we start, is that we eat the green foods, and we calm down the inflammation in the digestive tract. And like I was saying, it's that inflammation in the digestive tract that then can lead to a lot of other symptoms. And what I think is an important one is the leaky gut. Because if we have this food sensitivity and then we start having the leaky gut, that leads to a host of other problems. And so we're offering this where you can do the blood work, you can find out what foods you're sensitive to, and then we can create a diet that caters to you and your own food sensitivities, so that you're only eating the foods that you're not sensitive to. And then if we can reduce the inflammation, if we can reduce all the symptoms that you're having, maybe digestive wise, then you could feel better all around. And this is what I love. I love being able to offer a service that is truly beneficial. And I've seen the benefits. That's why I'm offering this.